wanna get high, man?
Let's stimulate your mind.
Get up, Chucky!
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rojan Kim?
California dreaming.
Hello, and welcome to the Rojan Kim cast. It's me, Rojan. It's me, Rojan Kim. Thank you for listening. Today, it's Wednesday, man. The day after Cinco de Mayo. You know, May has all my favorite M's. Mexicans, mental health, and memorials. Give it up for M, everybody. Yeah. All right. I'm in a good mood. What is it? Is it mania? Maybe it's mania. Another M word. Also, mixed martial arts. Still going on strong. It's not Fight Island. I think it's in Jacksonville, but UFC is back, so that's also, I like MMA. I also love marijuana. So I love lots of things that start with M. All right? Good. Okay. Also, you know what else starts with M? Murder hornets. Murder hornets. Wow, everybody's like, murder hornets. Murder hornets. Dude, those are the same fucking hornets that were in Planet Earth. Like, you guys are, it's like 14 years old, this thing. This is old news, all right? Is it that slow news day? We got a pandemic going on. Is not enough going on? Maybe it's not. Maybe they're right. Maybe the conspiracy theorists are right. Maybe it's all a trick. Maybe it's all a scam. Maybe it's engineered. It's 5G, everybody. It's China. They're unrolling the new socialist state. This is it. Could be. Maybe they're right. I mean, what about that, huh? What about that? Instead of murder hornets, why aren't they talking about the murder honkies, huh? The murder honkies going around murdering unarmed black men in the streets. What? That's the real. Actually, I mean, in some ways, you know, unarmed black men are dying and there's no real consequences. You know, it's kind of like things are going back to normal. So maybe that's actually a positive thing. Guys, I'm telling you, things are looking up. It could be mania. Maybe the mania is kicking in. Better than depression, I feel. Of course, the problem with mania is that there is a crash, which I suppose is just like the markets. Just like the market. Another M word. Ha! Look at me. I'm on fire. 2 minutes in. How many M words have I just spat out? And it all makes sense, doesn't it? Do you think I need help? Maybe I need to be committed. The markets are also experiencing a form of mania, right? Everybody's saying, like, the markets are completely disconnected to the realities, the situation of the economy. And, yeah, well, that's because the markets aren't the economy, right? Markets are actually, like, it's psychology actualized through price points, right? So it's just like the price points are the actual, it's like, because otherwise it's just like feelings and stuff, you know? So the price is reflecting what the market feels, but the market is a bunch of feelings because it's a bunch of humans. And even the robots that I talked about last time, the robots and the whales and all that, they're still humans at the other end of them. You know what I'm saying? They're not like completely autonomous AIs fucking trading against us yet. Maybe one day, and then won't that be fun? Won't that be fun when everybody loses everything to just a couple bots that are just fighting it out, and it becomes just two bots duking it out, just a China bot and a US bot, US dollars, China dollars, fighting each other. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's also just too binary, you know, for the whole world to do that. I mean, if the whole world, okay, this is a sidetrack, but that's to be expected with marijuana, another M word that I love. Okay. If there is truly going to be some kind of conflict for the one ruler, you know, for this whole there can only be one thing about who rules the entire planet, then I think, yeah, it makes sense. At one point, it would be like just two. It used to be a Coke and Pepsi. And that's kind of like what the Cold War was supposed to be, right? A Coke and Pepsi type thing. And then it fell apart and everybody was like, Coke won. Or is it Pepsi? I guess we'd be Pepsi because it's red, white, and blue. Coke is just red and white, like those reds. Bargingis, they're called in Korean. It just means reds. Reds. It's just reds. Anyways, what's another M word? Musk is another M word, and of course I mean my favorite, Musk, Elon, just had a baby, named it, goddamn, I can't even pronounce it. It's an X, it's an AE thing, XIA12 or some shit. I don't know. I feel like they were trying to just name it the most white thing and African thing they could come up with. You know, like throw an X in there, clicking sound or whatever. Because Elon is African. He is an African. Did he get American citizenship? Is he an African American? I don't think so. I think I don't know. I think he's still a South African citizen. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever, Elon Musk. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Just what a time to be alive, right? What a time to be alive. I think this is a good opportunity, the pandemic, that is, to just be grateful for all the things we had in our lives and that we got to witness. Because it might not be like this ever. You know, this could be it. This could be it. We did it last time. Just think of all the things we had, right? Just think of the tech boom, right? Like all the technology, everything's just reduced to the palm of our hands. You know, like I have this tiny phone in my hand, has the entire world's database on it, and I can't stop using it to jerk off. You know, that's humanity, humankind, right? That's what it is. Just the increase in technology. We're still in the midst of it, right? There's more and more tech coming. There's fucking nanotech coming. There's fucking genetic tech, biotech. All the fucking shit is coming, and we're in the middle of it. And this is part of the shift. What we're seeing now, even if you pay attention to the markets, you can see that, like, actually, a lot of businesses are crashing and burning. It is reflecting the economy, but there are other parts that are actually dragging the market up, which is fucking a lot of tech, mostly tech. Surprisingly. A lot of tech, cannabis, you know, there's just mining, there's just sectors that are outperforming the market as a whole and are actually kind of propping everything up. And, of course, don't forget the money machine, another M word, M's. Damn, a lot of M's, huh? A lot of M's this month in this episode. Okay, episode of M's. All right, tech boom, housing boom. Man, motherfuckers were buying houses. 20-year-olds with houses. People were flipping houses. Remember that? Remember how high we got on how we just financialized everything? We financialized houses? Are you kidding me? Woo! And then it burst. It burst and it crashed. But what happened? Not much. I mean, yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened. But look at us now. Look at us now. We're having another crash just for the hell of it. Just because of a virus, huh? Not even because of us. I mean, it is. Actually, a lot of people are saying it's a good thing that the virus came along. It's kind of exposing the bad shit that was propped up. Of course, on the other hand, because of the money machines, the Fed's going to buy up all the bad businesses and the bad debt. It's going to buy up everything. So there's no telling what's good or what's bad. What could go wrong? Well, you know what? Speaking of student loans, that was another bubble, right? They were just handing out. It's actually similarly, the federal government was just subsidizing anybody and everybody. Doesn't matter if you were going to pay or not. They should not have given me one. I mean, I was not. If I was a business back then, I would not have been rated credit worthy. I should not have been given hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to film school. I mean, what are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? If I was on the other end of if I was the person giving out the loan and I saw me and I was like, dude, you just smoked your last student loan for your undergrad. Why would I give you like 4 times that? Why would I do? But you know what? Fuck it. Here you go. But because sky was the limit back then. I'm talking pre-crash times. I'm talking just loans out, credit. Oh, the credit, man. I had like 50 grand and I had something ridiculous in credit and then I just blew it all. I making movies. Oh, the dreams. Making my shorts, my stupid little comedy sketches that are still on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. Fucking gardeners here and shit. All right. No, thank you, essential worker. Thank you. You might have heard me. Anyways. It was a time. It was a time of like just unlimited growth. Unlimited. I mean, this gardener is actually a good relic of that age, you know? Will this still be around? Because he's got a gasoline powered motor strapped to his back and it is just belching out carbon dioxide, you know, whatever. It's belching out. And the whole point of it is just to blow the leaves from one place to another. It doesn't get rid of the leaves. You know, it doesn't, I don't know, turn the leaves into a sustainable resource of any kind. It just blows them in a direction. And I guess away is a good direction, away from me and away from the neighbors, into the street, I suppose. I mean, it's all going south, but you're effectively creating more debris into the sidewalk, into the public areas, and of course more particulate matter into the air from the not only the dust you're blowing up, but from the fossil fuels you're guzzling. Anyways, the gardener's gone, but that's another part of what was. Come on, everything's gas powered, gasoline galore, gasoline everywhere. And here's the thing, because of the contango or whatever the fuck they call it, there's the thing, contango, where it's like there's too much supply, not enough demand, and the prices are crashing because of it. Oh God, because of that. Gas is so cheap. Gas is everywhere. It's a glut of gasoline. Of course, that will soon turn into a shortage when everything is trying to kick back to normal, and then, of course, they're not gonna have enough gas around there and drive the prices up. It's good. It's good for whoever wants to make money off of it. They can drive the prices up. Great. Again, prices reflecting the market, reflecting sentiment, right? Reflecting group psychology. Man, I'm on a roll. You know what else was a big old gilded bubble? Gilded just glory. And we're still in the middle of, war. War. Oh, God, war. Remember when, some of you might not remember, but back in my day, it was a big deal that we went to war in Iraq the first time, It was a big deal. And then, I guess we won. And then George was like, by God, we've kicked that Vietnam syndrome once and for all. And Vietnam syndrome. Okay, so the Vietnam War ended 1975. We had to pull out of Saigon, tail between our legs. Fucking Nixon. Fucking the economy was in shambles back then. There was stagflation, they call it. Fucking there were lines for the gas lines were crazy. They had just unhooked from gold, because to pay for the war, and the war is now a failure, and everything's what the fuck's gonna happen? And back then, Ron Paul was like, it's all gonna come crashing down. It's all, and I guess. Basically, for 40 years, they've been propping it up. Including the war state. So, and now, 2001 happened. By God, we kicked Vietnam syndrome, and then his son, George H.W. Bush's son, George W. Bush, decides to go to Iraq after we were attacked. We were attacked, and we were going to go to Iraq because they came after my daddy, right? So that was the, I guess, public justification. I mean, the other thing is that, they got Al-Qaeda money or something. I don't know. Something blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Robert Mueller, the one who was supposed to save us all, testified in front of Congress because he was the head of the FBI back then. You just Google it and find the footage where he's like, yeah, there's weapons of mass destruction. With all this evidence, blah, blah, blah. Basically making the case that we should invade Iraq in revenge for 9/11 because there's totally something there, dude. And then we went in, there's nothing there. Actually, what's kind of funny is it's sort of like what happened with Donald Trump, where they were like, we're just going to go for it because there's totally something there, man. And then there was nothing, there's nothing there. There's a lot of taxpayer money. It's just a little hole you throw. And Robert Mueller, there for both, the guardian of both. I think we'd like to. Mueller, another M word. M word. Man, should this just be called M-word? Maybe, but it won't make sense. It would be very bad for the SEO, but who gives a fuck, I suppose. Man, so war, big bubble, comedy. Of course, I talked about the comedy bubble. Big old bubble was the comedy bubble. I mean, it was just people were just lining up to get into the store, and rightly so. I'm not talking shit about comedy clubs. I think people were going to comedy clubs because people were so excited because of the podcasts were getting people out there. People were enjoying live entertainment because, everything's just streaming now and whatever. It's just so you go out there, people were enjoying it. People were miking there were so many open micers. It was insane. Insane how many open micers. There was as many open micers in LA as there were in New York, and that should not be at all. In LA, everybody should be trying to get auditions. Everybody should be trying to get a commercial actor in LA. What are you doing wasting your time trying to be a stand-up is just the path to get into the thing, and why not just go right to the thing, go for auditions instead of being a comedian, unless you're actually funny. And in New York, that was more of a thing. But that was happening here. I mean, a lot of people from New York were coming here. Let's be real. The UCB spread over here. There's a lot. Big old bubble. Bubble. You know what else is a great bubble is mobile technology. I mean, I did mention technology. Yes, I know tech, but I'm talking about the idea of mobile technology. Everything is shifting from your home to a small handheld device that is the main computer now. That's your brain. That's your second brain. Your handheld device, your phone, is your cyborg brain. I mean, we are cybernetic beings because most of our everything. I mean, basically half of our brain has all the world's knowledge, but also all the world's disgusting thing. Everything. We got it all. We got it all because of freedom. For now, until they come and try to squash it like China, right? Is that what you want? You want to squash all the disgusting stuff off the net? You want to get rid of our 4chans? You want to get rid of our tub girl? Don't Google that. Or Blue Waffle, or Lemon Party, or, whatever. I'm sure there's a lot more new ones. I don't keep up with all the gross memes. But anyways, memes, another M word. Love them. Love them. Okay? What else? Ooh. Driving while smoking weed. Oh my God, it was such a gilded age. I mean, I'm going to just take a moment. Because I am back in my hometown where I grew up, where I first smoked weed, of course, where I went to high school, where I lost my virginity, where I was chased by Mexicans, my favorite M's. It was just a wonderful time. I mean, this is what we would do in high school. We would have lunch passes, right? Once you became a junior, you could have lunch pass. So it would always be like a mission, another M word, mission to go, right? Okay, it would be like, we'd start with nothing, me and my friends, right? We'd have nothing. And next thing you know, we'd be like, I'm going to grab, somebody has to get weed, somebody has to get a pipe, and then somebody has to get a ride, right? So we need to get a car. So that means a total of 3 more people could come along, or whatever, so we could be rolling like 5-6 deep. But it would happen. Someone would have a van, someone would have a caddy, someone would have something, someone would have a Buick Skylark, right? My buddy Dave. Like, many times me and Dave would fucking drive around drive down Mulholland Drive, just snapping bowls, smoking, just driving. Kids, 16-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids, driving. Of course that's going on now, and of course that's been going on since time immemorial, since whenever Dazed and Confused times is probably when it really took off. And of course, but that's just not going to be the case anymore, They're going to have, first of all, you can't, even though weed is legal, they're definitely going to now pull you over if you smoke weed. And that's the one thing they're going to get you for, is if you smoke it in the car and they smell it. Next, they're also going to have like fucking electronic noses, right? They're going to actually have like, the technology is going to catch up. It's a fucking arms race, right? Between the stoners and the cops. And the cops are going to have electronic noses, and they're going to be able to detect marijuana smell and come after you. And you know what? A lot of you might be like, well, I'm going to vape instead. Well, you can probably detect vape too. So then your only recourse is to take edibles, I guess, and then you're just like too fucking high. And at that point, you might as well have an autonomous vehicle, right? You might as well have a fucking robot car that takes you everywhere because you're high as fuck. Made by Tesla, Elon Musk, brought to you by M. You might as well do that. Is that what you want? Because you might as well do that. But anyways, those days are gone, man. If I could just smoking weed, just smoking blunts and joints in the car, just rolling. I mean, sure, you could still do it, but it's just not the same. It's not the same when it's legal now, and it's just not that, it's just not the same. That was just it's the time to look back on, man. You just rolling around, rolling up weed in the car, hotboxing it, just so irresponsible. Not responsible at all, but much better than drinking, I would say. I mean, that's still going to go on, right? No matter what drug you can take, every drug out there has a contingent of people who can drive really well on it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what the substance is, you name it. There's people who are just, like, really good drivers on it. And that's just a weird thing. Can't deny it. I mean, it's not right. The numbers-wise, not everybody should do it. Yeah, but if you could imagine you could take a test, name your substance, take a test, and pass, then I don't know. I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe I would give leeway. You know what I mean? Alcohol, a little, but weed. If you could be super high and freaking ace a driving test, I think you could get your green card. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just... Anyways. Is it a gilded age for freedom? I wonder if that's also, we definitely, I think, A lot of people think that, Trump's election was the fascist takeover of our country. But I'm of the firm belief that, that's been going on since 1950 with the military-industrial complex, shooting of John F. Kennedy, decoupling from gold under Nixon, getting Reagan in there, a fucking actor, to fucking, just an over, and just a slow erosion. And then with 9/11, it was like, whew, let's fucking really do it, right? So they started doing the surveillance, they started doing the Patriot Act, they started doing the National Defense Authorization Act, which means they can detain you indefinitely without trial if they think you're a terrorist, right? Now with the pandemic, maybe they can augment that to biological threat, vector, infectious vector equals terrorist, which means you can be detained indefinitely until they deem you're better, you're okay. Maybe is it a false equivalency? I don't know. I mean, in some ways, sure. One is about public health, the other is about public safety. I don't know. The line doesn't seem as clear when you're just conceptually. I get it in practice, right? You don't want to get sick, and that's probably more likely than somebody blowing something up. But I think it all comes down to who chooses that stuff? Who chooses? Who gets to say who is the bad guy? Because so far we're the good guys, so we can say who's bad. But really, is that how it works? All right. So freedom. Is it the guild? I mean, what a grand Gilded Age. We could just be like, fuck Trump. Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you. Like that. I mean, if anything, that just shows that freedom of speech works. We're not being killed or jailed for that. I mean, what kind of fascism is this? This is it's pretty sweet then if this is fascism. This is genius, actually. I mean, keep it fascist, but let everybody just do and say whatever they want. As long as they can't actually do something of importance, consequence, let them do it and say whatever they want. Who cares? But I think that might be all coming to an end, right? People are saying misinformation is dangerous. We should control the misinformation, right? It's just as much a virus as it is, a person with the virus. See the slippery slope? See how we went from terrorism to biological threat and now misinformation as a threat? You know what I'm saying? See the line? It's just a slope. That's that slope people have been talking about, that slippery one. Where you go, whoa, and then the next thing you know, we're China, or we're trying to China. We're trying to China. Are we going to China our way out of this? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's just... Even China has trouble Chinaing their way out. You know why? Minorities. My other favorite M. Love them. Love the minority. Love a minority. China's been squashing their minorities forever. Ask the Uyghurs about whether China's cool, Very good. All right, I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be not supposed to bring up U words. I'm supposed to bring up M words. All right. Do you think? Well, all right. So here we go. Gilded Age. What a great time. But the bubble is bursting. Things are going to change. Things are going to be changed for the better. I don't know. For the worse. I don't know. It's hard to know. We're in a transition period. That's for sure. Paradigm shift. All that. Right. Here's one thing I think. Another M word. Money. People are going to start saving it. You know what I mean? People are going to start saving money because they've been out of work for 2 months, a lot of them. And they're going to start thinking oh, shit, it's a good time. This kind of makes sense why you would want to save the money and not spend it all the time and everything. People are actually now, you know how that's the whole thing about how our economy functions and China's functions on consumption, right? China relies on our consuming their products. They rely on us taking out credit so the Chinese can buy it up. We rely on constant credit so we can keep up with our demand, and just what we want as Americans. Infinite growth, infinite supply. Just give it to me, right? That's kind of taking a halt, right? People aren't spending money as much. People are starting to think maybe I should have a little nest egg, instead of blowing all my money every month. Maybe I should start saving, even though. Interestingly, people just aren't paying rent or paying their credit cards either. So we'll see how this all shakes out. But here's the thing. People start saving money. That's it for the economy. It's over. The economy comes crashing down. So we can't have that either. And it destroys the Chinese as well. You understand? The Chinese are going to just devalue their currency so that goods will be cheaper. They're just going to be like, all right, fuck it. We're just going to make everything as cheap as fuck so everybody starts buying. Please, start buying. We'll see. All right? Another shift in the pandemic will be the death of real estate, commercial real estate, housing markets, mortgage-backed securities, all that stuff, the stuff that people pay rent on. Not a good time for that, especially with a lot of businesses probably figuring out that they ain't got to fucking go to work. You know what I mean? You don't have to, why do we have to? I was watching The Office on Netflix, and I realized in pandemic time, everybody's job there could be remote. There's there's no reason for anybody except for the guys in the warehouse to be at work. Everybody else could just literally be zooming in from home. All right? It could be the death. That could be, we could have had a gilded age of office comedies, guys. Workplace comedies, right? You had The Office, and then you had the fucking, whatchamacallums, Workaholics, and then you got The Corporate, and you got all these workplace comedies, Parks and Recs, you have workplace comedies. But, we could just zoom in now. What kind of fucking show would that be? Yeah, Now they'll all, I guess, be just period pieces or something about the time. Remember that when we had jobs, we all go into some place for the job or whatever. Oh, God, that was great. But, probably not going to happen so much. So then what's going to happen? Less people are going to fucking pay rent to do things like have an office, right? Less people are going to actually be able to own. So more people will probably pay rent to live. Less people will pay rent to work. I feel like the banks and whoever have all the guys who got all the money during this time when they unleashed the money, not on the people, of course, but on the people who matter, right? The wealthy, they're going to come in and swoop up and just buy everything when it's cheap, just like last time. Well, that's what happened when the housing bubble burst, right? Everything went just crashing down, and the people with the money, banks probably came in, just swooped in, bought everything up, and then reinflated the prices. We'll just crash them all again, come in, swoop them up, ad infinitum. Bet we could keep this up forever, huh? Yay! To infinity and beyond. Well, just like with no offices, that means no crowds, really. So, comedy, who knows? Who knows what the future of... God, that's going to be fucking weird, huh? Because not everybody's going to want to come crowd into a club or go into theaters for a while. So is it just going to be Zoom? Is it really going to be Zoom comedy? I'm not necessarily fighting the trend of... if that's what I got to do, I'll start doing it. I mean, at some point, I might even go to Orange County, after a couple of weeks if no one's dying down there. I don't know. I think it might be, I don't know. Or is it the Zoom? Can't fight the future? Is it zooming? Is zooming the thing? I don't know. But I do know that, eventually I will probably have to do some comedy somewhere, and it might have to be on Zoom. I don't know. We shall see. But, of course, entertainment, it's still going to be around. It just may have, I think the UFC is a good sort of test case example, of what might happen. Fight Island, Jacksonville this weekend, Fight Island. They're going to have, I think 4 events in the next couple weeks or something. I don't know. It's going to be it's like sports without a crowd, It's weird, it's all Japanese, kind of, right? It's like MMA in Japan, and everybody was just like, oh, nobody was like, yeah. Everybody was just like, oh, that's like when Joe Rogan, when someone gets knocked down, Joe Rogan goes, oh. In Japan, they go, oh, right? Oh, right? I mean, that's a world to see how different we are. Okay, East meets West. Oh my God, I'm in the middle. I'm somewhere in between. Oh, and oh, and that's me. That's me. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like oh. I don't know. When I see someone get knocked out, I go ooh. Maybe that's what's in the middle. I don't know. Yeah, entertainment in general is going to change. How? I don't know. A lot more cartoons. I don't know. I hear they're going to start forming infection clusters to do shoots, to do production. So maybe that's what's just the wave of the future. Just motherfuckers just going out there fucking just taking one for the team. Maybe you'll get sick. Maybe you won't. Maybe we already had it. Maybe we're all immune. We don't know. Eventually, we're not going to stop working. There's no need to stop working forever, right? Yeah, we'll just keep it going. We already sequester all the old and vulnerable in nursing homes. We'll just stop visiting them or continue to not visit them like we don't do, and things will be fine. That's what maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answers. See, anybody who says they've got the answers, don't fucking trust those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because those motherfuckers had no idea about any of this shit. There's sometimes I don't know. There's this chick online who just all her comments are just like, and this is why I do blah blah blah, and she's such a busybody and such a like the same type of lady that fucking try to talk shit about us standing close together outside. Who was just that's not cute how you're standing close together. Those kind of fucking busybodies who fucking can't keep their noses. Not enough. There's no amount of social distancing that's going to keep their nose out of your business. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know it's Facebook. She can comment, whatever. But she had this whole thing about how like masks don't work. Back when the CDC said masks don't work, she was all like, masks don't work. She's like repeating the party line. And now she's on some other thread telling she's saying like some guy's asking the question of like, could this have been leaked? The coronavirus, could it have leaked from a lab in China? And then she's just like, this is the dumb shit basically attacking the guy, calling him a dumb fuck and saying he's dangerous and blah blah blah. And then I was just like, dude, you were the one who said masks didn't work like a month ago. What's more dangerous? What's more dangerous? The guy asking questions as to whether or not this could have come out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which just happens to be by the wet market that they say that it came out of. I mean, was that harmful? Is it harmful to ask that question, or is it harmful to assert to people that masks don't work? Because that could have killed people. That could have killed people. Her point was that like it doesn't stop you from getting it, just helps spread it. But then that's also like, see what's retarded there is that you understand. The reason I'm not getting it is because you're not spreading it. It's not like the virus just exists in the air. That's just you fucking dummies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, they need people to live, and outside of humans, they don't live very long. Sure, they found viable ones after 72 hours, 24 hours, or whatever, but that's like, take a fish out of water and you might find, take a billion fish out of water and a few you might find 100,000 of them still alive after them being outside of water, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be as effective. You know what I mean? It's not the same. You got to be next to a virulent person. Some of the studies are saying maybe up to 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, you are next to one person for 15 minutes within that 6 feet. There are chances you can get it. And it's not 100% also because you have an immune system. There's all these things going into it. All of that is lost when you just go around being a busybody, repeating things. Anyways. So, what was I talking about? Oh, shifts in entertainment, shifts in discourse, right? Will things get worse? I mean, there's been so much misinformation, so much of the news not helping at all. Like, is that, I wonder if any of that's going to change. Or is it just more of the same? Because it's shit. It bleeds, it leads. I mean, that's the whole thing with the murder hornets. They're really like, they don't have anything. You got to come up with the murder hornets, yet you're not reporting on the murder honkies? All right. That's a joke. That's a callback. Is that a call? Is it a callback when it's the same joke? Okay. It's literally just the same joke. It's not actually a callback. But what about the mobile stuff? I mean, I did talk about the phones for a second. What about the mobile? Do you think there's going to be a paradigm shift in our supply chain for the mobile phones? Because, we got to mine these fucking minerals from Africa. Minerals, M-word, from Africa, send them to China where they work on them in the Foxconn factories or whatever. And that's how they're all so cheap. That's how we all have these wonderful toys, So is that going to change? Are phones going to start going through the roof, like price-wise? Or are they going to figure out some other way to make them cheap? Are we going to just start exploiting Mexico as we should? Exploiting our own poor like we should. What do you think? What do you think? Write me. You want to be on the podcast? Fucking let me know. I'll fucking throw you on the pod. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna start having random. You know what? More guests. Maybe it's time to just start inviting homeless people on. They have phones. They could have Zoom. They could Zoom in. All right. I guess I don't know. Last thing I guess I want to talk about is all right. A little bit of money talk. Money matters. I'm kind of halfway debating, like, should I have a money podcast? Should I do a stock Should I do one about stonks? Should I do one like a Wall Street bets, stonks, money machine, like a money meme podcast? I don't know. Maybe money meme, me, money meme. Could be. I don't know. Should I? I don't. I mean, it's like it's hard enough having one podcast nobody listens to. Should I have two? Would it be, should I just keep it all to one subject, or I get a better audience that way? Maybe. But is that really the goal here? The goal really is maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so trading has been going okay, kind of weird. I'm not set up with an actual trading thing. I'm using this weird simulator, and it just sucks. The simulator sucks, and then it makes me fucking suck at trading because I start getting angry. The emotions come. I'm just like, fuck it. I just start making anger trades and, whatever. And I just start then I'm like, I'm going to blow this whole account. I don't give a fuck. Like, just not giving a fuck and just putting in as many trades as possible just because it's not real money and I don't care. And this website sucks, and that's just something that happens. And the markets aren't making sense. So that's one thing that does make sense about the markets is whatever you think is going to happen, it will probably be the opposite unless you think it's the opposite, and then it will happen exactly the way you think, which is great. I mean, it's a way, but that must be happening for everybody. So then then it's really trying to zoom back from that, trying to figure out which side to take, right? How to pick a side, up or down. I mean, essentially that's it. It is a binary thing, up or down, or up then down, down then up. I don't know, but I've been also looking at, here's the thing. I don't have capital. I'm Kim Jong undercapitalized. You know what I mean? I don't have capital. So I'm just like trading small fake things, small things, buying a little bit of silver because it's the poor man's gold. You know what I mean? Buying some silver. Word on the street is that this is the lowest, not price point, like dollar value, but in terms of the ratio of gold to silver that silver's ever been. The ratio of gold to silver in terms of what comes out of the earth is about 10-1. So, and actually ancient prices, I can't remember when they set the Babylonian times or whatever. I saw some article. God damn it, I should have pulled it up. But the whole point is that throughout history, the ratio of gold to silver has traditionally been 10-1, and right now it's at like 100 and at least 100-1. So gold's like 100 times more valuable than gold's at like hovering at $1,700 an ounce, and silver is kind of hovering at $15 an ounce. And people are like, well, either gold's gonna got to come down a lot, or fucking silver's got to go up a bunch, right? So that's where we're at. And silver has a lot of use for tech. So I've been watching a lot of mining stocks. I think getting into mining stocks is good. That's what's outperforming the market and all that. That's good, right? But dude, here's the other thing that starts happening is just like a fucking idiot like me is just going to be online on Reddit, right? Just be on Reddit, go to our penny stocks and look at what people are saying. I do try to use scanners. There's something called FinViz, FINVIZ. That's like this scanner. You could put in all these variables, and mostly I like to look for companies that are profitable, that are trading under a certain amount, and blah blah blah, and then it comes up with the list, and you go through the list, and you do diligence. You got to do it. And then sometimes you see the rumors. So there's this stock called Microvision, MVIS. People are saying it's going to go through the roof. There's going to be a Microsoft merger, whatever. So did I buy in? Yeah, I bought in. Did I lose money? Yeah, not a lot because I don't have a lot. But did I lose money? Yeah. But people are saying it's going to go through the roof. There's an earnings report tomorrow. What does it all mean? I don't know. Sell before the earnings report. Some people are saying hold after because it might go to the moon. Nobody knows. Up or down. Another one was called Remarkable Technologies, MARK. That's an AI company. A lot of people are saying it's trash. A lot of people are saying it's not. AI is interesting to me. I think it will be part of the future. But I've done enough due diligence as I could because I don't know anything. I just know enough. So I put a little money into that. I found this other thing called SHIP, SHIP. It's tankers, but for dry goods, which I think it was at like 13 cents or some shit. I don't know. That came up on the scanner. as a company that's making money, that makes money as opposed to, or has more debt. It's the debt to equity thing. They don't have a ton of debt and they actually make money. And I see shipping being one of those things. I mean, with the oil tankers going through the roof, it's gonna, I don't know. It's fucking, I'm betting like $10 on it, I'm trying to see if it goes anywhere. So, are those my stock tips? I don't know. I know that there was one that I ignored. It was called IZEA, IZEA, that today is like shot up 100%, went down 60. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. You just don't know. As always, of course, you want to put in stop losses. Make sure you don't lose everything. Don't bet everything, right? I think penny stocks are probably just as volatile right now as anything, as any other risky thing, right? Any other options, whatever, futures, I don't fucking understand it. I mean, I'm just being funny. I do understand some of it, and I'm not risking a lot of money, so don't worry, okay? Don't worry. But it is interesting. I think in a time when it's obvious to the powers that be that the financial markets are way more interesting or important than people, maybe it's a time to learn about it. Maybe it's time. I don't know. That's it. Not saying that it's like it's the end all be all. Not saying it's a new religion. Not saying this is what matters. Not saying any of that. I'm just saying I'm bored. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm bored as fuck, and I have a job, and now I'm not going out miking, and I'm taking that mic money and throwing it into some fucking dumb stocks, silver. I don't know. Like I know what I'm doing. Hey, at least I'm not investing it all in Bitcoin. Okay, I'm not. Maybe I should. Bitcoin's going through the roof right now. Get in, guys, while you can. Money Meme Podcast. Maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. You can find me, where. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. Please follow me there for my jokes. You want to see some jokes? You want to see some fucking good jokes? Jokes. Go to RogerKim.com. You can see all this stuff on there. Go to you want to go to YouTube? You can see me live, doing this live. You can see my face. Doing it. It's almost like I'm doing stand-up. Almost. Except I'm sitting and I'm only telling jokes once in a while, which I guess is kind of like stand-up, what I do. All right. And then also Stitcher, Spotify, Apple. Yeah.